Good morning, all. This is Lakshmi Prasanna, English faculty, DAV High School, SDSTPS, Nalatur. Children, in our previous class, from the lesson The Snake and the Mirror, we were discussing about the terrible experience of a doctor with a snake. We have also come to know about the living condition of him and also about his earth shaking decisions that he made to make himself look handsome, being a bachelor as well as unmarried. So, when the doctor was deeply immersed in his thoughts of being handsome, the noise came again from above. But the doctor paid no attention. After a while, he got up and paced up and down the room. The word paced means to walk many times. Now, a lovely thought struck him. He wished to marry a woman doctor who had a plenty of money. He also wanted her to be fat, for she would not be able to catch him if he had made some silly mistake. The doctor was in a great amusement with such lovely thoughts about his future married life. He then resumed his seat in the chair. There were no more sounds from above. Suddenly, he heard a dull thud as if a rubber tube had fallen onto the ground. The word thud means a dull sound. Few more words related to sound are bang, clang, buzz, ring. Now, children, find the meanings of these words from the dictionary. Let us come back to the lesson. The doctor, hearing the dull thud, thought nothing to worry and was about to turn around to take a look what had happened. No sooner had he turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed directly onto his shoulder. You know, children, the snake landing as well as his turning back both happened simultaneously as though both of them are going to have a face to face interview. What might be the condition of the poor doctor? It's really speechless. But the doctor did not jump, did not tremble, nor even cry out. There was no time for him that the snake slowly slithered and wound around his left arm above the elbow. The hood of the snake was spread and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches away from his face. Children, just think about the unimaginable condition of our doctor. He was just shuddering with fear. What would you do if you were in the place of the doctor? We are helpless. The same is the condition of the doctor here. He couldn't move, nor even couldn't take any step, merely sat holding his breath as though he turned to stone. But his mind was very active. Now the thoughts which he was dreaming about changed at once into the thoughts of saving himself. Life became so precious to him, but the door opened into darkness. It means he could sense his death at closer quarters. In the light of lamp, he could feel the room surrounded by darkness. He remained as a stone in the flesh. The idiom stone in the flesh means be like a statue but alive. His condition was purely unpredictable. He then felt the great presence of God, our Creator, and realized that God might not have liked something he had spoken about, and started writing the letters, "Oh my God." In his imagination, slowly he could feel some pain in his left arm. He could sense that a thick iron rod of molten fire was crushing his arm. His arm drained of all its strength. But what could he do? The slightest movement would definitely let the snake strike him. Death was just 4 inches away from him, and he was helpless. He just thought of what medicines to be taken, but to his poor condition, there were no medicines in his room. He started blaming himself for being such a stupid, foolish doctor. Finally, he forgot the danger and smiled feebly at himself. God might have appreciated this, and all of a sudden the snake turned its head to the mirror and started looking at its reflection. It unwound and moved at the closer quarters to the mirror to admire its beauty. The doctor hoped as if the snake was also touched by its beauty and was trying to make some earth shaking decisions about its own beauty of wearing a mascara or a vermilion spot. The snake then slowly slithered and crept onto the table close to the mirror. The doctor was no mere image cut in granite. He became a man of flesh and blood. He quickly got up and ran to his heels. Listening this, each of them heaved a sigh of relief. One of his friends asked the doctor whether his wife was fat or not. The doctor then replied that God willed otherwise. She was a thin, reedy person and also a sprinter. The other one asked if the snake had followed him. The doctor answered that he ran to his friend's house, smeared oil all over himself, and took a bath. The next morning, he went to his room back with one or two of his friends to get back his things. But he was left nothing to carry. A thief had taken off most of his things except one, which left him behind with a great insult. And it was his vest, the dirty one. The thief had such a sense of cleanliness that he did not pick it up. Thus, the doctor concluded that he had never seen the snake again, as it was the snake that was taken with its own beauty.